Last video, I opened up to you guys about being completely burnt out. I talked a lot about the burnout loop and what that might look like for you. I'm now building my life and my routine around what actually matters to me. So I'm going to share with you some of the shifts that I've made as a full-time entrepreneur and freelancer that have really helped me prioritize what is important and make those changes and put them into action. I have learned very quickly that as my own boss, I need to quite literally set my schedule hour by hour, because if I don't, I will get so sidetracked and it will be Sunday and I will be kicking myself because I didn't do half of the things that I needed to do for the whole entire week. I learned the hard way through experience. Thankfully, I learned quickly, and I actually love being a super organized and schedule-oriented person, so I'm not even sure why it took me as long as it did to realize that, but I'm going to be screen sharing with you all a little bit about these systems, and I'm going to talk you through how I'm organized and the small shifts that I've made. First and foremost, I have a new weekly schedule. So if I open up my Google Calendar, the first thing I'm going to see on a day-to-day basis is my whole entire breakdown of what I have going on. So I quite literally have everything from when I wake up to me doing a daily check-in with my coffee, to me getting to the gym, to me having lunchtime or mental breaks or showers. I literally have everything scheduled on my calendar. That might be a little overwhelming for people who aren't so much as of a type A as I am, but this is what has held me way more accountable than just waking up and doing things willy-nilly. Another thing that I want to mention is that I categorize my days, and I do this in Notion. So I have a very specific weekly planner that I have set up in Notion. And this helps me essentially bulk categorize the days of the week. I have a content hub that has all of my goals and my pages for my social media accounts, and in my weekly planner I literally have my days blocked off. So Monday, for example, is an admin and strategy day, Tuesday's a filming day, Wednesday's an editing day, Thursday's an affiliate and learning day, Friday's catch up and analytics, and Saturday's a creative flow day, followed by Sunday being my rest day. So this has helped me be so much more focused, so much more in tune with what I have going on every single day, and so much more prepared to go into my days well rested and ready to take on the specific tasks I need to take on for that day. There are also obviously non-negotiables that I have in my day-to-day schedule, like getting enough sleep, going to the gym, taking social breaks, taking mental health walks. All of those things have to be non-negotiables in my schedule, and those are things that I didn't think of as non-negotiables when I was working a 9 to 5, but now that I am in entrepreneur mode, I can get so sucked into just work, build that I forget to take care of myself. So now more than ever, it's so important to build those things into my top priorities in my schedule. Another thing that I have prioritized is my focus blocks. So if we go back to my calendar, you can see I have focus blocks of specific things that I'm working on a daily basis, and every week it's exactly the same. And I have made it a point in my schedule to content batch. So there is one day that I'm using to film all of my content. There's one day that I'm using to edit all of my content. The following week is when I will have all of that content scheduled and ready to be posted. That is a game changer, telling you. And I also want to mention some of the things that I've cut out. So I do way less doom scrolling nowadays, especially because I had a consultation about freelancing and social media strategy with somebody who's been in the game for a while. And he essentially gave me some really good advice that I need to be creating more than I'm consuming. And of course, it is totally natural for us to be consuming content and being on social media. It's a part of what we do, but he framed it to me in a way that was like, you need to be creating more. After a certain point, you have to put the phone down and just start creating. And that's what I've been doing. That's why I started this channel. That's why I've been so active on TikTok. So I definitely stopped doom scrolling. I also stopped saying yes too much. As an entrepreneur, I realized that in order to prioritize what I need to prioritize, I cannot say yes to everything, especially if I wanted to change my financial situation. There are just things that I can't do anymore because I'm not working a regular 9 to 5. I don't have the PTO. I don't have the this, the that. Like, I'm literally trying to build something from scratch, and I cannot do all of the things that people who have regular jobs with regular PTO and regular benefits are able to do. And that's okay. I'm okay with that now because it's a trade-off. What am I prioritizing now? Well, let's look at my Notion for this, my handy dandy Notion. My whole entire workspace on Notion is essentially set up around what I call my content hub. And in my content hub, I have written down all my goals, all my priorities, all my scheduling tactics. So it's not very difficult to see from one glance at my Notion that my main priorities are building my business, my service-based business here in Central Florida, building my social media platforms out like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and monetizing intentionally. I subscribe to a creator by the name of Dea here on YouTube. She talks a lot about how money is just a byproduct, right? So it is not the center of what I'm doing. The center and the meaning behind what I'm doing and what I'm trying to create is my purpose. That is what drives me. I got that sentiment from Dea, and it really hit home for me because I have never been somebody that was motivated by money. I'm motivated by my passions, by what sparks joy in me, by what brings me happiness. And of course, I want to be so good at pursuing that the byproduct, the money, provides me the life that I deserve. It is so important for me to stay locked into those goals because of everything that I've been through. I really, really take serious now the idea of prioritizing what makes me happy, what drives me, what I feel passionate about. And if I don't wake up feeling passionate about what I'm doing every single day, I literally won't do it. I just refuse to do it. Of course, there are parts of entrepreneurship that are annoying, that are kind of just like mundane, but even those parts I love. Hopefully this helps you all have a little bit of a check-in with yourself and your routine. I would really love to hear some of the things that you all as freelancers or entrepreneurs or even people with side hustles are doing to build out this next season of your life. So go ahead and leave that in the comments down below so that we can start a conversation about it. And as always, I will see you guys next time. Bye.